If you aren't using the volume profile, then you just aren't trading smart. In this video, I'm going to show you how the volume profile in all of its forms is the key to unlocking your new level as a trader. If you're someone who's been struggling, if you are inconsistent, or if you just don't have a system, well, then this is the video for you. I'm going to show you how my system helped me with the trade today using the volume profile and a special version of it. But if you're new here, my name is Forrest. I have been trading for, I'm actually thinking about this real time. I think like 12 years now. Before YouTube and all that, I'm the co-owner of The Move Miami, here where a lot of your favorite traders have filmed their content. This is all funded by trading, so I know what it's like to trade for real. A lot of my content is a little boring, trying to spice it up a little bit, but real trading is boring. So if you're looking for real trading, you're in the right place. Thank you for coming. Go ahead and subscribe so I can see you in the next one as well. So the first thing that we want to do is go ahead and do a replay of today's session. Okay, so this is from the morning. This is the short I was talking about on stream today. We had a little bit of a pop-up. Okay, if we go to the 5-minute, and the question is at all-time highs, what is likely to occur next? Okay, we'll get our split chart. We've got ES and Q. So we start to walk forward in time, and eventually what you see here, there's this measured move that I did on the 4-hour projection up to 76.24 on ES. NQ starts to show us building value here. ES is building value here as well. Let's go ahead and mark these up. So we got two areas where value is getting built, but the question is it going to run higher or not? POC is lower. This is very, very skinny. If only there was a way to look at a volume profile of demand for prices we haven't touched yet. Well, there are derivative products, right, called options, where you can bet on the future price. And that creates a volume profile. And we can just look at the open interest on the options chain into the future. Now, I created this using Claude as a custom indicator where I basically take the open interest for a day and then I overlay it on that day for SPX. And I use that for Confluence. And what you'll notice here is something very, very important. So let's go back to this point in time here. Now the OI for this time, there's one key level that is sticking out to me, 7,600. Okay, there's a very obvious delta in the chart here. You can see that there's a huge bar here. There's also a huge one up here, okay, at 76.30. Then on the put side, okay, everything that's below us on the green side, this is called open interest, right? This is all in the money. So we have to ask ourselves, are they going to let this huge cliff go in the money? I don't know. Then on the put side, okay, we can see down here that there is a ton of interest here, and then certainly an exceptional amount down here, right, at this price. So a few key areas. Now, what we want to do is go ahead and go forward in time. And as I'm trading on, let's just say NQ, I want to figure out where can I go short. So I can short on NQ once SPX hits this call wall at 7,600. Okay, that's exactly what I'm going to do. So SPX hit that call wall here. I could have shorted. I think I went a little bit too far ahead. Okay, so let's go back just a little bit. So as soon as it touches that, you could automate this as well. But the first time it kisses that area, we'll go short. Okay, it got close. Okay, so let's just go short. Go short on NQ. Now, the question is, now that we're short, where do we think the market's going to go? We could put our stop at the top of the candle. We give ourselves a little bit more breathing room. Okay, about 50 points and some change. I'm going to go for the point of control. Now, the point of control is always a safe bet. I could also go for the VAL, value area low here at 30,289. Either is fine. I'm going to go for the point of control. Point of control is always your safest exit. It's shifting here in the replay. Wherever it is at the actual time in the market is where you're going to go for. So I took my profits on the first touch of NQ and ES POC. Okay, ES, you can see its point of control is also lower here. I could short ES if I wanted to. Okay, we've got two shorts. This is really the same thesis. So the thesis here is basically that by looking at a volume profile, a profile of the volume, which is really just open interest at future demand, this gives us the most likely area for price to reject. Now, I say likely, and it's a set of odds. Okay, obviously there's a delta here. There's another delta even higher. So we could have ran through this. And sometimes you'll see intraday will go through an open interest wall, and then it will reject. So part of my timing on this trade was looking at the fact there was a wall here And at that point in time, when it encountered that open interest wall, we also had a bimodal distribution. None of these things work on their own, okay? The market will very often put tons of contracts in the money and they'll expire in the money, okay? That's a normal thing that happens. So don't just put open interest on your chart and assume, oh, it's gonna reject here. That's not what happens. You have to look at the volume profile of all the underlyings, and it's very simple to say, oh, well, the POC here, most of the volume is lower. There's another added reason, in addition to this being just completely untapped auction up here, right? This is all just demand driven. If there was a pullback, I need a price. I need a price to do that. Well, SPX is giving us the price. So when SPX hits its price, we can assume that because these are tightly correlated, right? It's futures market, that this will pull back at the same point in time. So let's see how good that thesis was. Okay, so we'll go forward in time and look at that. We hit our POC and we get about $3,000. Let's see if we hit our actual POC target. There we go. So you can see here, if we expand SPX as well, that it did reject off of, okay, that open interest there. Now the market is actually still open. Let's get out of replay and see where we're gonna leave here. And I'm betting that we close inside of this interest. It is Friday, okay, so it'd be like a really crazy gamma run if we did put this in the money, but nonetheless, we got a trade at the time. It doesn't really matter. I wouldn't want to buy calls at this time anyways. Like this would be the time to buy calls if I thought these were gonna go in the money for some reason. Not gonna do that. Okay, nice little gamma play here of the last 14 minutes of the day, but we're not gonna do that. But using the volume profile in all of its forms really is the key to trading. You can use this not just for at all-time highs, but as another layer of indication, especially around timing entries, when you think the market is going to do something interesting to give you an outsized return on a trade. So just a quick little video, very, very simple. I modeled this off the VP using Claude. There is if you want to see a video on me setting that up, let me know. Claude allows you to do custom indicators locally, so I can't give this indicator to you. I know a few people have asked, I've had it on stream. Sorry, I can't do that, but I can show you how to make it for yourself. It's honestly not that complicated, so I don't need to like go through the hoops of trying to sell it or anything like that. It doesn't really matter to me. If you found this video useful, go ahead, like it, leave a comment down below. If you have a question, certainly comment. If you need a trading hub, a home of serious traders, join Trade Edge. Myself is there, Soul is there. Soul's up, I think, a couple $1 million this year. W-Dog just had a 6-figure week. All of us trade the volume profile. I'm a 7-figure trader as well. So check us out. We have a lot of fun and we talk serious about trading. Hope to see you there. See ya.